Chapter 9. Day 3 of our visit. Saturday. I felt good on Friday, like half of my mission had been accomplished. However, there was still another goal to fulfill. I was not worried because I knew Mother and I would be talking Sunday, so Saturday was just a day to relax and enjoy our time together in the city before going back to visit her. Erica and I sat outside in the city's downtown area and ate lunch that afternoon. When we arrived at the boarding home that evening, Mother and the other residents were still sitting in the dining room area eating dinner. She did not see us walk in. We went into the dining room, walked over to 2 empty chairs at one of the tables, and sat down. When she finally saw us, she looked a little puzzled to realize we had been sitting there without her being aware we were there. It was not clear to me exactly why she seemed puzzled. After a couple of minutes, she asked us to go sit in the living room and wait for her. We sat in there and talked, while also glancing up at the television every once in a while. We waited for her for so long that we began to wonder where she was and what she was doing. We knew she had probably long since finished eating her dinner. Before we arrived, I remembered that my brothers would be waiting for me to call them for a video call with Mother. The time came and she had not come into the living room yet, so I actually forgot about the video call. After waiting for about 15 more minutes, I was still wondering why Mother was taking so long to join us. I left out of the living room to see where she was and what she was doing. One of the residents noticed I was looking for her and told me she was outside smoking. I went back and sat down on the couch until another 15 minutes went by. Finally, I made my way outside so I could see exactly what she was doing for myself. I found her sitting on the front steps of the boarding home, with her backpack sitting beside her, slowly savoring a cigarette. I figured that was her regular routine when we were not there. I presumed she needed that moment to herself before coming in to hang out with us. When she saw me come outside, she told me she had given a young man some money and sent him to the store to buy Erica and me some bottles of soda pop. She said she would be in just as soon as he returned. I felt impressed that she thought of the idea to buy us something to drink. We were not big soda pop drinkers, but I did not tell Mother because I felt grateful that she thought of us in that way. I thought that was a very nice thing for her to do. I went back into the house, strolled back into the living room, and sat back down on the couch. After a while, Mother finally entered the living room with a big smile on her face. Her backpack was in one hand, and 2 bottles of soda pop was in the other. She held the necks of the bottles in between her fingers. The proud look on her face indicated that she was confident we would be happy about getting the drinks, and that we would feel it was worth the wait to quench our thirst at last. She gave us our drinks, set her backpack down, and sat in between us on the couch. Suddenly, I remembered the video call. First, I made a video call to Terrence and Grayson. They had agreed to wait together over Grayson's house, since Terrence's phone did not have a video call option. When they did not answer the call, I tried several more times. By this time, I was feeling very disappointed with myself for forgetting, and I was feeling bad for having kept them waiting. They never did answer, so I called Jerome, who answered immediately. He and his wife came face to face with Mother and enjoyed a wonderful video call. After that, I made a regular voice call to Terrence and found out he had already left Grayson's house. They had waited for my call for an hour, then gave up. I told him how sorry I was and that if he went back around to Grayson's house, I would call again. He assured me it was okay and said he did not have time to go back over. I take pride in being a person who keeps my word. Knowing my brothers were waiting and I did not call made me feel awful. I got over it for the moment and showed Mother some more of the family photos I had brought. We looked at photos while glancing up at the television every now and then. I looked over and noticed Erica had not opened her soda pop. I realized she was not going to drink it because she does not drink pop. I am the same, but I drank it for 2 reasons. I actually liked the flavor that she bought and could not resist, and I truly appreciated her kind gesture. While my mother was engrossed with turning pages in my picture album, I looked at her and noticed some similarities. I had always wondered why my legs, toes, and forehead looked the way they do. They looked similar to hers, except her features were more pronounced than mine. All of a sudden, I heard someone shout, "Medication!" It was a worker in the office. This was a call for all residents to come over to the office door, stand in line, and take their medication. Mother continued to look at photos until Erica and I asked her if she needed to take her medication. She said she would take it later. Just then, I remembered the story Donna told me about my mother hiding medication under her mattress and not taking it. I said, "You better go take your medication." She looked at me with an understanding look on her face, got up off the couch, walked over to the office door, stood in line, and took her pill. As she was walking back towards us, I noticed she walked on her tiptoes and did not pick her feet up all the way when she walked. It reminded me of the way my father would often scold me. He would say, "Stop walking on your tiptoes," and "Pick up your feet when you walk." I also noticed my sense of humor was similar to hers. She understood all of my jokes, and I understood hers. We laughed at each other's witticisms. Realizing where I got some of my features and characteristics from caused me to appreciate myself more. It was getting late, and we needed to be getting back to the hotel. As we were wrapping up our visit and putting away pictures, I reminded Mother we would be taking her out to dinner the next day. She mentioned that she would be embarrassed about hopping into the restaurant due to her hip pain. However, she said she would go and told us to pick her up at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Hearing her comment about hopping into the restaurant made me think she was feeling hesitant about going out to eat with us. However, since she said she would go, I did not push the issue. I hoped she would keep her promise to go with us. If I managed to take her out, it would be a thing to remember, not to mention that I truly needed to have that talk with her about why she left our family. Erica and I said our goodbyes to Mother. Then we went to a restaurant to have dinner before going back to our hotel. Back at the hotel, I called Terrence again just to make sure he was not upset with me for forgetting to make the video call. Again, he told me it was okay. I offered to put them on a video call when we went back the next day. He told me not to worry about it and that he was fine with not having the call. From that conversation, I felt assured that he did not have any ill feelings about the situation. I went to bed that night eagerly anticipating the next day, when I would finally have the talk with my mother that I had been waiting for.
If you enjoyed this story, please like this video and subscribe to our channel.